I just wanted to go ahead and touch base on the quizzes and how the quizzes work because I've gotten quite a few emails regarding like how to see to attempt them twice and which questions are wrong. And so I just went into the next quiz. So here I just wanted to show a little bit. So up here is going to be the timer, and sometimes students find a little heightened anxiety over seeing a timer. So feel free to just click the X to remove it. And then if you ever want to see how time is left, is there, or you could just leave it. Another button is this equation editor. You can disable it or enable it. Just keep it enabled because if you have to enter an equation, most likely you will. It's a math class. So um, another part is that you can go down here and kind of toggle between questions if you like. And or just use the back and arrow, and then here's the submit assessment button. Um, it tells you how many points possible and then how many questions. Down here are the instructions. So if you decide to go to the Math Success Center or use NetTutor, just so you know, I did put a bullet on the bottom that says you are allowed to receive assistance from the staff. They need to see this because they won't help you otherwise because they hold students to high integrity. So they just want to make sure they're doing the right thing. So just show them this. So if you're on a problem, say question 4, and you need help, you can always message me. But if you're in the Math Success Center, feel free to be click back into the intro instructions and then say, oh no, it says right here, you can help me. And I do that because I really don't want you to go and hire some tutor off Craigslist or something in which you're paying somebody, but you're not sure whether or not they know the material and are very proficient in this area. So at least I know in the Math Success Center, we have our own instructors, our own student tutors that we know that have done well in their math classes, and also instructional assistants who are, I call them an in-betweener. They're students, but in a math-based or math type of major, and they have degrees in math in some sort of math area. So you're getting like a really good um, tutoring assistance group in the Math Success Center that we know that will help you. Okay, and then if you just read through, you'll see that each bullet is an instruction and just follow them. So let's go ahead. It says write an equation for the graph above. So if I just write this equation here, it will just be a transformation of x minus 2, oops, well, I forgot the x, and then squared, and then minus 3. So when I see the prefix of g of x equals, I don't have to enter in g of x equals in the entry box. I just put in the function that would be on the right side. And so I go ahead and it says check answer, but I don't allow you to check the answer until, because then you can just keep regenerating and try it 100 times versus just two. So the quizzes, I want you to understand that should be something like a quiz in class where you're given a short amount of time, you have to do these problems accurately, and you're not allowed to go to the spend 60 minutes on one problem or have 10 of the same problem. So it's just one time, one problem. And so in this case, you'll see it just says go to the next question. And so that's what you'll do. And we'll check the answers in a minute. I'm just going to do a couple of these. So for each equation, determine if the function is odd, even, or neither. And so we'll put neither and then oh, let's see, even, and then this one, negative, would turn into plus, negative, odd, and then negative x would be neither. Let's see. So if you can click check answer, it's still going to do that. So hit next. And then I'm just going to do a few and then you can kind of see from here. So you can click in this, notice it comes up as the math quill. And so I think that if you turn this off, the disable the equation editor, notice it doesn't come up and you kind of have to do it by yourself in raw. form. And so just keep that on because it's really nice having all these. And we're going to use all of them except for trig because we don't really touch trig in this class, but we'll go to interval and then, or you could use this. It's up to you. I like interval for intervals. So increasing, I'll use the open on negative, and so you can just click it, negative infinity, and I'll put a comma. Um, oh, it's increasing. Just a second. Increasing only here, sorry. Between negative 1.5, comma, up to 2. And union. And we just put the x values. We don't put points or anything, just put x values. So then there is no more other areas that it's increasing, so let me delete that. And then decreasing, we can go to interval, this, and then it is negative infinity up to that 1.5, negative 1.5. And then union, so jump over all the way here where it's decreasing, and then it'll be from 2 to infinity. So parentheses, 2, comma, infinity. And we don't ever include endpoints here because they're really at these little peaks. They're kind of just standing horizontally. They're not really increasing or decreasing. So check answer, it won't let you, so next. And so at this point, you kind of get the idea. You're going to do the problems. And then when you're done completing the problems, as you can see up here, I've only answered 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And I'm just g of x equal, and I'm going to do this wrong on purpose. So I'm going to do x minus 79 squared plus 6. Oh, nope, that's right. Let's do this one. 26. Okay, so even though I know this is wrong, I'm going to check it. It still won't tell me, so I go to the next one. So I just want you to see the difference. So let me go ahead and submit assessments. It tells you that you did not change you can't change your answers, and that the next one would be you didn't attempt half the questions, and I'm just going to say okay because that's the point. So this is what you get. It tells you the score, and then here it tells you question 1 is wrong, question 4 is wrong by the red X's. Question 2 and 3 have check values. It gives you the details because it was 3 parts and this one was 2. And then the blue dots are because I didn't attempt them. It says unattempted, right? So here I can review the questions that I got wrong, right? So it's only the few that I got wrong or unattempted. And then I can't even attempt them yet. So I have to go up here on the top right to reattempt the assessment. And that is my second attempt. And then when I do it, I would say retake assessment. And then you can take, and then it says here, you can take this assessment one more time. Highest score attempted recorded as grade. So then you retake the assessment, hit OK, and then you can go through the problem. Oops, wrong one. Again. So just be careful, and then once you hit assessment again, that's your second attempt, and then notice that piece disappears, reattempt disappears. So it'll take the highest score and put it in. So my advice to you is to write each problem down and then solve it on the paper. That way when you go back, when you reattempt it, mark the questions that have the red X and then know that you got those correct. And if you have any questions, um, there is just like a quiz. Let me go to the quiz really quick. Um, in a quiz in class, you couldn't really ask your peer, hey, help me with this in the middle of a test, but you can ask me, the teacher. So that's why I have messaged the instructor down here. But in all the homeworks, it sends it to the form because in homework, I want you guys to work together. But in quizzes, it's kind of minimizing your umbrella of help because it prepares you better for your midterm when we're halfway through the class. So hopefully this helps kind of get the quizzes understood. So, and if you have any questions, always feel free to message me.